Good morning, welcome to the channel. It is another episode. It's been a while since I put one out, and this video will be a little different as it's a review on the Blundstone 168 work boot. It's their standard work boot, but it does have the addition of the rubber toe cap here, which I'll get into why I chose that style specifically. Other than that, it's a pretty standard work boot, and the first thing you'll notice, of course, is that there's no laces. I got out of the laces. Originally, I had a pair of redwing 6-inch work boots that were laced, and with what I do, it's carpentry, it's a lot of in and out and a lot of variety, so I wanted something that could slip on and off pretty easily, and there weren't too many options. I think there are a few more options now, like red back, and I think Dakota or DeWalt makes a pair now, and just depending where you are, I'm sure there's more options, but at the time, there wasn't much more option than this here. Before I even considered getting a pair of these, back 10 years ago, I was in Australia and noticed all the tradesmen there, especially the outdoor life tradesmen in construction, wore Blundstones as their work boot, and I had never seen them before at the time. I came back to Canada and I just saw everyone wearing them, mostly as a university trend. I was like, those are a work boot, I think, but the tradespeople aren't wearing them. So what's going on? If they're so great in Australia, why can't they be great here? Fast forward 10 years, and I got myself a pair of Blundstones to slip in and off of for work when I'm going in and out of clients' houses, because it's a lot easier if there's no laces. And that's this pair, which, as you can see, have definitely seen a few things. They're stretched. They have holes in the toes now. I think the sole's fallen off this one. So yeah, they've definitely been used and abused, but they did the trick, and they were definitely the most comfiest pair of work boots I had. They did everything I needed, and especially just the ease of putting them on and off, going in and out of people's houses was optimal for me. This is what they did look like. So you can kind of tell the difference of how much wear I've given them. It has been a lot. These are just my more casual pair now, which are great. These ones do have very little life left in them, so I have retired them. Of course, the only downside of this pair specifically is they aren't steel-toed. They don't have the safety rating, I forget what you call it, this tag here, which you need on most construction sites, so I was very limited in where I could wear these. But after I retired these, I decided to make the purchase of getting the Blundstone 168, which is that toe cap version of the Blundstone work boots. As a whole, it really depends what trade you are in, I think, if these are for you or not. There's so many pros to how I use them going in and out of customers' houses, like I've mentioned, as well as the comfort. They are really comfortable. They might not be the lightest, but they're certainly not the heaviest. I think they're a good in between. And those two things right there are pretty much the reason that I've been sold on them, is that they're easy to put on, they are comfortable. The biggest downsides I have heard of, which I haven't experienced, are that they are loose in the ankle. So if you're doing a job that maybe has more unstable ground or more debris that you're walking over, I probably wouldn't recommend these. Getting something that is laced and tightens up the ankle for more support is probably better in that case, as well as there's no protection for the ankle itself either. Again, I haven't experienced anything, but I could just imagine a piece of lumber falling and hitting there and it causing a shock through your whole body. So if you're doing something that's a little more chaotic, I guess, maybe not the best pair for you either. But if you are someone who removes your boots often, just doesn't like laces, is on a pretty consistent walking field, whether it's concrete or whether it's even outside, I think for most situations are appropriate, I would say they're definitely worth it. I've had no problems with them. I've owned them for about a year. The reason I did get the toe cap is, as you'll see, with the toe here, it wore through. It was the first thing to wear through on this pair. So to fix that problem, getting the toe cap version of the work boot made sense to me. I do a lot of kneeling for my work, so my foot is down like this quite often, and I'm sitting like that quite often too when I'm doing trim and stuff. So having this toe cap prevents that wearing prematurely, which is really nice. Other than that, they've held up just well. I think it might actually be the same sole they use. I'm not quite sure on that, but I've had no issues with wear. It's not wearing prematurely or anything. The tread looks pretty good. Sorry about the drywall mud that's on the bottom of them, but yeah, that's the lowdown of these boots. They are a bit pricey, but they've lasted long. I know guys who had them for 5+ years, and you know, they're doing a little more intensive labor like masonry and framing and stuff than what I do, and they have no complaints either. Surprisingly, I thought there would be more complaints with the weak ankle situation, but not really an issue. Again, if you're up and down ladders all day, you might want something more secure, but for me, it does the trick. Yeah, I think I'd give them probably a 9 out of 10. There's really no drawbacks for me other than maybe the lack of protection around the ankles. And then longevity. I have only had them for a year, so we'll see how they hold up long term. That's going to do it for this review. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're interested in checking out this cottage I built, then look at the playlist. I'll link it down below or right now. Here or here. I don't know where. But this is the cottage. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. This will be my sweet pad to stay in while I build. And then over here will be the house's pad.